Quilting, and today we are going to work on something that could be a holiday gift that you can give. You can work on this as a Christmas ornament to share with some other people and be able to make them in a batch size that can be lots of gifts for someone. You could decorate this for your own tree and add some embroidery on there. And I'm going to introduce to you guys a couple different kinds of embroidery. We're going to have this as a multi-series video, but today I'm going to introduce to you how to hoop these, where to get the fabric with the ginghams, and then after that I'm going to show you how to do this with some chicken scratch embroidery. But we're going to go ahead and do some chicken scratch embroidery that has a little bit of a holiday flair to it. So I think would be really fantastic for a vintage tree, or to add to your tree of some bright playfulness and things like that can be going on. So anyways, that's what we're going to work on today, are some fun ornaments that are gingham and bright and playful and all sorts of fun things to do. Hi Jane, how are you? Hi Peter, how are you? It is so fun to see you guys. So let me go ahead and show you. This is really easy to do. It goes super fast, and I think you're going to be surprised with this. So one of the fun things here is I have got a panel of, it's called a busy patchwork fabric, and this busy patchwork fabric features a whole bunch of gingham prints, and with these gingham prints we can go ahead and embroider on them. And we can also embroider an old vintage kind of embroidery, which is called, hello Amanda, hello Melody, I'm so glad that you're on, because I'm going to open up your package today and I can't wait to do that, so stick around. But what's really fun with with gingham fabrics is that you can embroider on these very simply, and you don't have to worry about not having your pattern, because you actually use the gingham print to do your chicken scratch embroidery. So I'm going to teach you guys and introduce to you guys how to do this. Then I'll introduce to you a little bit of the chicken scratch. But then on Wednesday, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you some sweet little designs that we can put on there that kind of have a holiday feel to it, or maybe a spring feel or summer feel, whatever that might be. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going for you guys. But just really fast, if you want to, we are live right now on YouTube and Facebook, just so that you're aware and you can see the comments going on over there. We have a quilt, and that's what I'm thinking this is. And you guys, I can't wait. I think on Wednesday I'll show all of the blocks that people have been sending from around the world, and we'll show them together. So I think that this is Melody's blocks for we are all in this together. We are making a community quilt with these little house blocks and these little people blocks that are social distancing, and we've got blocks coming in from around the world. Hi Blanca from Buffalo, it's so good to see you. I love it. And we've got these blocks, and they're coming from everywhere, from Ireland, Canada. They're coming from South Wales. It's really fun to see the blocks coming, and also from around the United States and around lots of different places. So how fun. I just restarted embroidery after 40 years. It is so fun to see the different things that we can do with embroidering, or with other things that we can do, whatever we might be working on. So it is fun to restart, to kind of bring to life older hobbies that we have, and to incorporate them into some of our newer ones. So I've got a package here from Melody Carter that is in Texas, and so I'm thinking it might be some of these. So let's go ahead and open it up. I was so excited to get Liz's pouch that she sent me with the quilt blocks on it, or a tote bag, and I was so excited to get Amanda's blocks. And it is so fun to see the uniqueness of every single of all the different people that are coming around, and you guys shipping them in. So look at this, look at Melody's. Oh my gosh, aren't they beautiful? And she packaged them up, which is so sweet. So let's go ahead and pull these out. Look! Oh, what a beautiful blue that is. Melody, I love that fabric, and look at the background fabric there of that white on white print. I just love that background fabric. And oh my goodness, is that just not the sweetest fabric, or sweetest house too? I love it. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is getting all of your names on everybody's blocks and where you guys are from, so that then on our community quilt, when it's all sewn together, we can see how we really are in this all together around the world. So, and I have a message about that a little bit later today about, you know, if you find things exhausting or overwhelming. So thank you, Melody, for sending these. I'm so excited to get your blocks, especially because I've just loved having you on here and your friendship and everything like that. So I will pull all of these out and show you guys everybody's blocks all together, because I think it's going to be fun to see that. So, but let me go ahead and show you what we're going to do today. And today we're going to work on these little ornaments, or these are very fashionable now. I know back in the 80s there used to be lots of hoop art. Yes, lots of hoop art that we would you know, hang it up and just really enjoy the hoop art that was out there. And it was definitely part of my decor when I was just a brand new wife back then. And these were things that were just very affordable that I could hang up on my walls. So let me show you what we have, and I'm going to make sure that I've got a great space. But I want to show you these panels, because I also think that a gingham quilt would be a lot of fun with this. And these are done by Lori Holt, and these are the Bee Basics by Lori Holt. It's the multi-patchwork gingham panels, and just gingham panels. And one of them is a colored, it's called a darker, let me see what this is called. This is called multi, and this one right here is called white. So you can see all of these kind of have a white background to them. And you do have, let me see how far it repeats. So let's look at this. We've got a brown, and it goes all the way to brown again. So you've got how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows before you've got another repeating portion there. So, and I love the different sizes of ginghams that you can find here on this white background. And I think these are just really magnificent things. This would also be really fun. I love gingham. I think gingham is just a happy print, and it just is so fresh, and it just represents summertime to me, or lots of different things. And it represents so many different things to me. Maybe repurposing, using our gingham prints and different things. This is the multicolored one. So you can see that it's got a color on a color. And I love the scale and the size of these different gingham prints once again. So, but you can cut these apart and make these into a small quilt, whether that's a small quilt or even leave them as they are for like a baby quilt. See this little stitching line in between, and that little X. So, I mean, the panels are fantastic, whether you use them for this, you use them for quilting, you use them with larger prints, and incorporate these smaller pieces in with other larger size pieces of gingham prints. So there are just, the world is, you know, our oyster to make choices. So anyways, yes, if you want to, you can actually purchase this at Stitches Quilting. Oh, let me go ahead and make that link active for you guys really fast. But hold on for 1 second. But you can find those at Stitches Quilting. I do have them in yardage, and they are available for sale. So this as yardage of these prints right here, which you don't need very much to go ahead and get what you want. Now, right here, I am using a 3-inch hoop for some of these right here. And I'm going to go ahead and flip around my camera so you can see the overhead shot. And let me go ahead and bring that back. Okay, so you can see I've got my sewing machine right here. I have got my rotary blade for cutting my little gingham squares. I have got different sizes of gingham that I'm working with, and different sizes of hoops that are available. Hoops are pretty doggone affordable. Now, I am using a 3-inch size hoop for these squares that have come from the actual panel. And you can see I'm using these color ones, and then I'm also using these white, the white based ones. So let me go ahead and tell you what size these are. So this is about a 4-inch square. So in order to accommodate this 4-inch square, I am using a 3-inch size hoop. And these I was able to just find at Joann's. You can find them online, very affordable. But I think it makes for such a bright, happy print. And then I want to introduce to you guys things that we can do with Chicken Scratch. So Chicken Scratch is a old vintage. If you can find a quilt with actual chicken scratch in it, from say that's vintage, it is really a find to find. Or if you have a family member with chicken scratch quilts, or you have chicken scratch quilts, I mean, it really is a magnificent find. So you can see here, I am just taking my small hoops and I am putting them inside with this gingham fabric. And I think that this just works so fun with any kind of gingham that you might be working with. I like in this little panel that you've got grays, you've got some browns, you've got pinks and reds, you've got blues, you've got greens, you've got all sorts of different colors. But you can see how easy that is to hoop. Then what I'm doing is I'm just trimming around the back of the hoop, and I'm later going to go ahead and take, you know, some fabric later and go ahead and finish, you know, kind of clear this off so it looks good on the back. But these would just be such bright, playful, little, you know, ornaments to be hanging up on your tree, no matter whether you're using gingham or not. Gingham is traditionally what Chicken Scratch was used with, but this is something that you can embroider a really sweet saying on there for someone's Christmas tree. These are just such fun, bright colors. You can make this as an assortment of other different things. And I want to show you here, let's go ahead and combine, how about this red, this gray, and this hot pink. So let's go ahead and take these two, and I'm going to grab another 3-inch size hoop. And you can find smaller hoops. You can do absolutely anything there. But I'm going to go ahead and put the gray on the background, and then I'm going to fold this over in half, and I'm going to put this on the front of it. Okay, and then we have like a little small pocket of something that we can put a message in. And this is a precursor, because I want to do a whole series on different ornaments that we can use. Because when I was a little girl, and I will pull this out, it's actually in a bin really close to me, but I don't want to move from the camera's view. But my grandma used to always give us a Christmas ornament every year. Let me unscrew this just a little bit more. This one's pretty tight. But my grandma used to always give us a Christmas ornament, and inside the ornament, she would put a really sweet note to us about how much she loved us and how much she cared for us. And it really was a treasure. And this was something that I actually did for my kids, you know, probably every 2 or 3 years, I would make them an ornament that had a pocket in it. And so you can go ahead and see where you can get that. And you can get the fabric from Stitches Quilting. This is a really simple, I've got this for sale by the yard from the bolt, and I've got 2 different bolts. One are the color-based, and one is has the white background. So you'll want to go ahead and see which ones you're interested in. But look at that sweet little pocket. And in here, you can add a note. You can embroider someone's name right there, and all sorts of different things. And I have got so many other wonderful sewing ornaments that you can slip a pocket message into. But this is one of the first ones I want to share with you. So we're going to move on. I want to show you a tiny bit of Chicken Scratch and the history of Chicken Scratch and how you do this on a with gingham. And so Chicken Scratch is something that is an art form that was done such a long time ago, and you can see how sweet this looks. And what a beautiful kind of bright thing this is. This is also a great project that you can have your grandkids do or your own kids do. You know, it's just like maybe a Sunday afternoon project because it's calming. My nieces made some of these for me, and which they absolutely loved, and it's just so incredibly simple. It's also, I love doing handwork myself because that handwork, you can see, I think this might have been one that one of my nieces made for me, you know what I mean? But I love it, and it's just so absolutely adorable. And adding buttons, you can layer up buttons or whatever you want to do. But let me show you the concept of this. So you can see right here, I'm working on the flower and what the center of this flower looks like. And all Chicken Scratch is you're taking from point to point, you're using the pattern of your gingham fabric, and you're going from point to point, and you're just doing a stitch across. Okay, so you can see where I've done all the stitches across. And now I'm going to cross over that. So these are horizontal, and now I'm going to take some vertical stitches. And it's just so relaxing. And especially during these summer times, I don't know if you guys are out and about and maybe traveling or doing other things, but this is a great project to take with you to enjoy the spirit of whatever you're doing, or to enjoy your family members where we're not necessarily just stuck with our sewing machine where it's set up, and with all of our supplies, you need just such a small amount of things here. And you can see that this Chicken Scratch, it's so vintage and it's so fun. And I'm going to introduce to you guys, this is just a very basic flower, but I'm going to introduce to you guys some really neat prints of Chicken Scratch that we can do. I know Liz Boyce has got a Chicken Scratch quilt. Liz, are you on today? I'm not sure if she's here. And, but Liz actually, I'm pretty sure it's Liz, has some Chicken Scratch quilts, and I don't know if they were something that her grandmother had done or what. Does anybody have Chicken Scratch quilts out there? Anyways, yes, you're right. It would be great for putting a gift card. Someone just said, what a great idea as a gift card holder. So say, you know, you're giving these as a gift card holder. That's a great idea, you guys. My goodness, you guys are always so brilliant. You guys give me the best ideas. But you can see how simple and fast this goes. So I wanted to introduce to you guys the concept of using gingham fabrics. And I really want to have a gingham quilt that has just got so many different types of gingham fabric in it. And it's just a patchwork quilt of fun. Oh, I didn't quite get a really good point in there, but I'll go back and fix that. So you can see what that is like, and this Chicken Scratch concept here. And it really has just such a beautiful, fun quilt. You could do, traditionally, they would do the same color of thread on top of the same color of gingham. You could change out your thread. So you can see here's blue on blue, red on red. And so it was really just a subtle type of thing. But this is the year 2020. And we can do a lot of different things in the year 2020 and really kind of change it up, and even put maybe a small gray flower down here or a small type of thing. We could add a little red candy cane to this one right here. It is absolutely endless what we could put on there. Jane, no, you don't necessarily need to put a stabilizer on the back, but because this is how they would do Chicken Scratch in years past. But it is just a great thing for your children or your grandchildren to actually do with you, and to teach them an art from years and years past. So no, typically and historically, there is no stabilizer on the back. But great question, Jane. Yes, and Lynette, it is. It's like the perfect little cross-stitch grid. So it's really up to you and your imagination. So, and, you know, once again, you could combine these into larger hoops and really do some, you know, fun things with them in larger hoops. This piece is actually big enough for that. So this is what we're going to work on Wednesday. But I wanted to introduce to you to the concept of the Chicken Scratch. Sorry, guys. and introduce to you the concept of using these little tiny hoops with our quilting fabric. Because even if you pieced a small quilt block in here, it'd be so fun to frame a small quilt block too. So the options are just endless. I'm sorry, let me turn off my ringer on my phone here and my watch too. I'm gonna have to decline that and then turn on my mute. Okay, let's go back to the front. So you guys, let's come up with some great Christmas ideas. I am going to share with you a template that I have for the Christmas message. Where is my little hoop that has got the gray and the pink? Oh, right here in my hand. So where I have a template of what you can say to the child that you're writing to, or the loved one that you're writing to, what year it is, things that they learned that year, things that you admire. And I've got a really, really fun template for this. And I've also got some other great things. So on Wednesday, I'm going to come back on noon. But this is a great way to purchase gingham prints where you've got lots of different colors and just fun, bright ones on these bolts of fabric. I don't know if you guys personally have some gingham that you've collected. Go through your scraps and see what gingham that you might have, because it really is something fun to play with and something fun to do. So anyways, so we're going to be back live on Wednesday at noon, but this is just the basics of how we are hooping these fabrics. And remember, there are all different sizes of hoops out there, even smaller ones than this, and you've even got small, teeny tiny ones that we can use as a necklace and as a gift. And I'm going to show you some of those ones too. So we're going to work on some different Christmas gifts for the next week or so, and just sharing different Christmas gift ideas with each other. So please let me know what you guys are making, and share in the comments below different thoughts or ideas. And if you'd like to know where to purchase the fabric, just say, where do I get the fabric? Where can I find the gingham? And then I've got some for you at the online store. So anyways, this is going to be a lot of fun. Come back. Be sure to turn on your post notifications for Wednesday and Friday. And we're going to go more on the chicken scratch for you, and I will have some free patterns for you guys to go ahead and do chicken scratch in your own homes with your own family members. So love you guys tons, and I will see you a little bit later. Have fun. Bye-bye.